Nothing particularly new here, more a practice, um, though often something does pop up, but we'll see. So whatever you like with your hands, join them together. Today I'm here, I think. Oh no, I'm not, I'm here. Okay. So you settle down, you've got your sitting bones sitting into the seat. We've talked about how you let the spine grow before when sitting down. Use it now. So you're settling down there, um, spine's taking off, everything's falling out, if you want to use that analogy. Whatever works, really. Right, so you're breathing in and out through the nose. Now we're going straight into the reverse breathing. So when you breathe in through the nose, pelvic floor lifts, chi high pulls in. We've got the two things gently pulling in, very gently. When you relax, when you let go, when you breathe out, this is where you fall out, spine lengthens, and particularly relax the chest. So this is the suprasternal notch here, just hollow just there, and you've got the heart area here, and then you've got the solar plexus here, and then you've got the dantian here, which is the sacral chakra, if you like, and then we've got the base chakra, which is the bit we're pulling up also. We're pulling in on the sacral, we're pulling up on the base. So when you breathe out, you release, 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 release. Yeah, not worried about the upper bits here. There's two more up here, but we're not worried about those. Okay, so you breathe in, and when you're ready, you just breathe out and you relax the throat, you relax the heart, relax solar plexus, relax sacral area, relax the base. Good, so just keep going. Now, on the in-breath, we know about the relaxing on the out-breath. You just do that. The in-breath. Now, you are pulling up and you're pulling in, but you're very aware of the fact that where you're pulling up and in towards is your core. Inch and a half below your tummy button, but inside your body. So it's like we're very gently compressing that area from the front and the back. And of course, what happens is, because the front and the back work with their opposite directions, when you pull in at the front, I said the front and the back, sorry, I meant below and the front. When you pull in at the front, your back will naturally respond to what's happening at the front here. Ditto, when you pull up here very gently, somewhere diaphragmatically, that sort of area is going to pull downwards. And you don't need to worry about those. We've said this has come about in the past as well. They kind of do it for you, because when you pull up on one, the other area is going to respond. So the analogy doesn't quite work, but it's like you've got your aerobics ball again, and you're pushing on one side of the aerobics ball. The other side, something's going to happen over there, except that my analogy doesn't work, because as we know, in the aerobics ball, you push on one side, something's actually going to happen all over. But you think of the other side responding, but we don't have to focus on the other side, because it's an auto response. So it's not necessary to worry too much about it. However, sometimes it's quite good just to be an observer. So this is where again we're back to attention and intention. Your attention is in your center, and you observe anything else happening around it. So you're not making judgments, you're not trying to decide what should happen, you're not correcting yourself for what's happening, you are purely observing what's going on. If your attention is in the right place in the middle here, you'll notice all four of those bits very gently. Sorry, here's the front and the back here. I face them this way. There's your front and your back, and there's the up and the down. You'll feel like all four of them are very gently compressing the middle, squeezing it very, very gently. And the gentler you make it, the better it is. The harder you make it, the more you put tension into the system, and it means that the body actually can't respond so well. So this is like, don't stress your system, give it something to work with, but don't over stress it, I should say, because actually stress is quite a useful tool for the development of one's own health and body. You do need stress. It's like not like you can't do without it. You have to have a bit of stress. So so just keep going. How quickly are you breathing? It's very easy to try and do lots of breaths to practice this. It's actually, again, not really very helpful. So you'll find your out breath will automatically and naturally eventually slow down quite a bit more. So it will take longer to do the out breath than to do the in breath. So we've come across this before. And that's kind of crucial. Now, don't forget when you do your out breath, you've got suprasternal notch here, you've got heart area, yeah, you've got solar plexus, you've got the sacral area, you've got the base. We're still going through all that. So that's give you time to really allow that to happen. That's the moment when you allow the energy to settle. The moment when you do the pulling in is when the energy is actually drawing up and lifting. Ultimately, it'll go up your spine, over the top and down. But I think I said last week that we have three little possible circuits. So the first circuit, so breathe out, just get rid of it. Okay, first circuit, breathe in and feel the back of your, just up to about your diaphragm. It's lifting at the back, almost like your spine's lifting up there, but don't try and do anything. And then breathe out and let it fall down the front. So we're forgetting all this stuff up here for the minute. So this is your smallest circuit. Up, over, underneath your rib cage, and you're down. So it's like we're using a pump. You gently feel like you're pulling up on the pump, and then you let it fall over. Now, as I've said to you in the past, for some people, for women particularly more than men, very often it's the other way around. It's up the front and down the back. And that's the way the circuit walks. Up the front and then down the back for some people. Try both ways, always worth it. You might find one's just easier to work than the other. And you may find you don't feel anything on either of them. So the idea here is we get this little rotation going, this little pump. It almost feels like a bit like your belly dancing. So if you get sort of ripples going on in your abdomen, great, let it happen, it's fine. So on the pull up, don't forget, lift the pelvic floor, pull in gently on chi high. Okay, that's circuit number one. Circuit number two goes up the spine to the back of your neck approximately, and then goes over the front and down this one we were talking about, down the front. So that's, suprasternal notch, heart, solar plexus, blah, blah, blah. It's running down there. That's circuit number two. Circuit number three is right over the top. Circuit number four, which has actually got a different name, it's called the macrocosmic energy, is when it starts to affect your hands as well. And all of this stuff here, all this Qigong stuff we do, out here, this is both the micro and the macro, but it's with the potential to work on the macro as well. Because when your arms are down here, we're kind of closing off at the armpits a little bit. It's not quite so good. So when your arms are out at here, 45 degrees, you've got space here. This can all open out a little bit more, and the channels, as it were, and they are acupuncture channels, can start to operate better. But it's not just acupuncture channels, it's also about the fascia connecting in the body, the connective tissue connecting within the body. So when we're like this, we can now, so I'm now, 45 degrees here. So when I can now make the connective tissue connect, and so probably can you, right down to here. It doesn't tend to connect the legs so easily because we're sitting down, but I've now actually made my arms and my back work together. I've just done the 6 directions in effect, I've only mainly used the forwards and the backwards one to make that connect. So all that 6 directions stuff is also about the connective tissue connecting across the body, making the whole ball really function extremely efficiently with you stuck in the middle. And that's what we're practicing. Whether it's the breathing or whether we're doing standing Qigong, doesn't matter. It's all the same kind of idea.